So it's a big event. So obviously there's several title sponsorships that come along with that. So the golf tournament title sponsorship and the Plinko patio party title sponsorship and the auction are all spoken for. But there are so many ways that businesses of all shapes and sizes or even nonprofits can get involved if they would want to.
It's time to think about golf season. I'm Becky Kaiser, Hayes Post and Eagle Radio News reporter, joined by Sarah Wassinger, President and CEO of the Chamber in Hayes. And we're talking about sponsorships for the annual Chamber Golf Tournament coming up May 3rd. It's all on this episode of the Hayes Post podcast.
We really enjoy doing what we do at the Chamber, but we can't do it without this wonderful golf tournament because it is our largest single fundraiser. And I know we talk a lot about some of the different things that our chamber does, but think about how our budget is supported. It's strictly by membership dues and non-dues revenue.
People may not realize that.
Yes, so it's kind of interesting because people can obviously opt to be a chamber member. It's not a requirement, but we believe that there's a lot of great supports that come in with being a member. And what lets us do this, of course, is because we have, 542 members today.
Super.
And we have this golf tournament. And so we want to share too, 52% of our annual budget goes right back into our business community.
And I know the Chamber is always busy and always involved in lots going on. Well, first of all, let's talk about the upcoming tourney, the golf tourney. It's sponsored by Next Tech Wireless, and you have sponsors available to people as well.
We do. So it's a big event. So obviously there's several title sponsorships that come along with that. So the golf tournament title sponsorship and the Plinko patio party title sponsorship and the auction are all spoken for. But there are so many ways that businesses of all shapes and sizes or even nonprofits can get involved if they would want to. So May 3rd is going to be the big day. So we will actually have the golf tournament, the Plinko patio party, and the auction itself will kind of finalize on that day. But if you would like to get involved, it's a great way to just connect with the business community at large. We do have silent auction gift sponsorships open. So we actually work with you guys to do some push down ads to help get that word out. But we had, I think, about $17,000 worth of gifts that were donated last year.
Wow.
It was a very impressive auction. We have a lot of members that say, hey, Sarah, we maybe don't have like a physical thing to donate. And we always kind of pick on the mortuary businesses because they're like, well, we can't donate a casket. Well, they are gracious and donate maybe, a check or some cash that could be used to in turn purchase something that helps support another local chamber member.
Absolutely. So silent auction, that's always a fun thing too, because again, wide variety of items that are available usually.
Well, I love this time of year anyway because you have Mother's Day, there's graduations, Father's Day is not too long around the corner.
Think about the opportunities for gifts for those people and the opportunity to become a sponsor with it and then the opportunity to participate and win one of those. I know you have several other types of sponsors available, Sarah. Tell us some of those.
We do. So a big thing for our events is we want to make sure that the price range is affordable for everybody and their budget. So we also have the option for being an event bag sponsor. So we have 18 holes at Smoky Hill Country Club that we play. So we cap it at 36 teams. So if you take the 36 by 4, that gets you 144 golfers. So that's how many people your golf bag item would get in front of for that day. And that's very affordable, only $100 plus, of course, the cost of the gift that you might want to put in the bag. For people who maybe want to have folks on the golf course that day to mingle with the people at the Plinko party, you can also contribute an additional $50. So $150 total could get you in all the golf bags, but also be a Plinko party space sponsor.
I think that's one of the things that's so special about this particular event is you don't have to necessarily be a golfer to participate.
Absolutely. You don't want to see me on the golf course because Smoky Hill Country Club would be replacing divots all over the place after I got done. I do plenty of that on hole 18 when I'm heckling the golfers. So
you're probably not the only one.
It's a pretty good time. If people, maybe don't necessarily have an item that they'd want to put in the golfers' bags, but they would want to connect and just be a Plinko patio sponsor, they can do that for $100 as well.
And I'm going to stop you there because there's at least one person out there who doesn't know what Plinko is. Tell us about it.
Yes, great question. So if you ever watch The Price is Right, one of the famous games, you take a little chip and put it down a pegboard, and then they have spots on the bottom, and whatever that spot lands on is the prize that you win. So we have the business name at the bottom of the Plinko board, and whatever prizes that business wants to donate for that event, you actually get to take home with you. So you end up walking away usually with 2 to 3 different prizes.
Oh, fun.
And then you get a nice meal out of it and just a great afternoon on the patio. And we usually dial up some pretty good, what I like to call chamber weather for that event.
Absolutely. The thing with the chip, you never know where that thing's going to go. If you've ever watched The Price is Right, you think it's going to wind up in one direction. It never does, which adds to the excitement and the fun.
It does. And we are excited because Stonehouse Spirit and Cigar is going to be our sponsor for that event. So they'll help run the game and make sure that people are enjoying themselves out on the patio there. Some other sponsorships for a little bit more investment. We would have our Hazard beverage sponsors. They kind of keep our golfers refreshed throughout the day with a variety of water and beer options. And then we have hole sponsors. So just like any other golf tournament, you would have a staked sign somewhere out on the golf course to have recognition for that day. And then we do also enjoy some specialty hole prizes. So we have men's and women's closest to the pin and farthest or longest putt. So those are opportunities to get involved. And then we even have a special sponsorship for hole number 1. Think about all the people being at the clubhouse, right? When the golf tournament kicks off, hole number 1 is right there.
Very
Beautiful
visible.
visibility, yes. So that one's $350. And then if food is more up your alley, we all love our food. We are looking for a breakfast sponsor to help purchase the donuts, the coffee and juice that will be served for breakfast that day, and then hot appetizer sponsors to kind of replenish the golfers after a long day out on the golf course in the afternoon when they wrap up. And then, of course, we do always have a special prize that we incorporate with that event. So if anybody would like to help donate any of those special prizes, they could reach out to us and kind of get more information about that.
So you can kind of pick and choose what area that you would specifically like to support for the golf tourney.
Absolutely. And each one comes with a different variety of ways that we feature you throughout the event. So the best way to get more information about that, you can visit our website. If you go to hayeschamber.com, there is a flyer in our February newsletter that talks all about those opportunities with a price list. Or if you want to stop in the office or give us a call at 785-628-8201, you sure can. One unique thing about our golf tournament, it's the only event that we have throughout the year where we allow non-chamber member businesses to be a sponsor. So if you've kind of wanted to get your feet wet just a little bit and see what being a chamber member kind of looks and feels like, this would be a good opportunity to help partner on this event. And then who knows, maybe you have a great experience, which we believe you will because we work really hard to meet the needs of all of our members and businesses who participate. And then we could talk to you later on about what chamber membership might look like.
Great opportunity to begin that involvement. Is there a deadline for signing up for these sponsorships?
Great question. Yes. So March 31st kind of gives us that deadline of getting all that information together. As you can imagine, there's a lot of work behind planning a golf tournament. So that gives our staff plenty of time to get all the sponsorship signs and everything designed and ordered for that event.
And how about the teams themselves? Do they have the same deadline?
So April 15th is the deadline for that. The registration form for teams can also be found in that February newsletter as a flyer. So definitely want to make sure you're getting those teams in. We have filled up the last 3 years at that, 36 teams. So we'd love to have you play and enjoy a great day out on the golf course.
So the sooner you sign up, the better.
That's right.
Get to thinking about it. Wonderful opportunities. While we're on the subject, you were talking about again, that people may not realize that this is your biggest fundraiser. You, of course, have membership dues and some non-dues revenue. But again, a big percentage, 52% of that income, going back into the community. What are some of the things that people may recognize or maybe not be aware of that the Chamber helps sponsor, Sarah?
Yeah, so the big things that we're, of course, working on right now include the Child Care Task Force of Ellis County. Advocacy continues to be one of our primary charges as an organization. We are working hard to make sure our elected officials are focusing on things that are important to our Western Kansas families and businesses. And that's through our legislative coffees, our Western Kansas delegation, or through the letters of support that we are writing on behalf of our members on a regular basis throughout the year. And then a lot of the other things that you may not see that happen each year. Our Leadership Haze program is a great way to kind of build leadership capacities within our community, and then building up on our workforce capacities through our professional development series that we'll be offering. And then, of course, our Haze Young Professionals program is very impactful for a lot of our employers. But the big bulk of what we do is really just member visibility. And so when we talk about our ribbon cuttings, our chamber chats, those groundbreaking ceremonies, or those grand openings or reopenings, which we'll have one of those this week, those are, kind of where we really feel that we can do the most work for our members, because we're connecting them directly to our fellow business community members.
Well, let's talk about your week filled with events. What's coming up this time?
So noting that grand reopening, Baumgars has been doing a lot of heavy lifting in the background. So you may be familiar with Orscheln's. And so, of course, they've rebranded and are Baumgars now. So please join us Thursday, February 15th at 10 a.m. And that location is 2900 Broadway. And then Thursday as well, we're welcoming one of our new chamber members at 3:30 with a ribbon cutting. And this will be with Aesthetically You and then Lex Massage Aesthetics. And that will be at their 1500 Vine Street location. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a Friday without a chamber chat. So this Friday, we're pleased to be with the Ellis County Historical Society at 100 West 7th Street. And please come to that basement entrance on the east side of the building. And then Friday, we'll finish the week off with our ambassador lunch, which will be held at noon at Rose Garden Banquet Hall and Catering. Ambassadors, if you're listening, please remember RSVPs are due for that event today. And then last but not least, just a friendly reminder that those save the date cards for Ag Appreciation can be picked up all throughout this week and next week for the big event.
And we have some of those here at the radio station.
You do.
So be sure and stop by. And of course, we want to give a shout out to a couple of the newest members.
We do. We are pleased to have two joining our ranks this week. We have Wheat State Buildings. They're affiliated with Hess Services, and they're located at 1789 230th Avenue. And we're also pleased to be welcoming JDR Painting Services, and they're located at 602 Vine Street.
It makes me think these are on literal ends of the town, the north and south ends, and the chamber covers both ends and everything in between.
All the bookends, all the centers. We talk a little bit about being the chamber in Hays, Kansas, but we do have members that are in Ellis and in Victoria. So our work is never really done. We would love to have as many businesses from all those different communities be a part of our organization. It really is our honor to serve the business community, and we look forward to a successful golf tournament and just appreciate everybody being able to help roll up their sleeves to help us accomplish our goal and our mission.